All right, here we go. Here we go. Here I go again on my own. What is up? I am Natasha Bryant, licensed clinical social worker, psychotherapist, confidence mindset coach, your host here on the Speak Life Transformation TV YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe if you love all things mental wellness. If you want to learn the strategies, practical tips on how to live your best life as your best self unapologetically, then the Speak Life Transformation YouTube channel is all for you. Make sure you subscribe, like the videos, comment. I would love to hear from you. Share. Listen, you don't need to keep all these amazing gems to yourself. Share it with people that you know in your life so they can also live their best lives as their best selves unapologetically. And this is lesson number 8, the final lesson, the finale for lessons for authentic and purpose driven living. Lesson number 8, the the finale, the end game. I mean, we're here, y'all. If you have been with me, listen, if you have been with me since lesson number 1, we've been together talking about some really great things about how to have an authentic and purpose-driven life. And I hope that these lessons have helped you. Again, send some comments in the chats, whether it's this, put comments in the videos, whether it's this video or the previous ones, and let me know how this has been working for you. If it's been helpful, ask questions and maybe I can try to answer them to the best of my ability. But I want to know, how has this been helpful for you since you've joined this journey of unlocking who is within you? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about unlocking your undefeated, confident mindset. Lesson number 8 is all about tapping in to that undefeated confidence. And let me tell you why. Because all the things we talked about today, or not today. It feels like today, right? It feels like we've been talking about, listen, if you've been watching me 1 through 8, I guess it might be today. If you've been watching me since lesson number 1 in the same day, it might be today. But the things that we've been talking about since lesson number 1 has really required you to feel confident in who you are and go after what you want. And if your confidence is unstable, little shaky, has some uncertainty in there, some doubt, it's going to be really hard to really follow through and persevere the way you need to persevere to really become your true self, right? To really walk in your purpose, to really be bold with your purpose, to really go after that career that you've always wanted, to really, live that life that you've always dreamed of. And perseverance is a necessity because there's going to be challenges along this journey. So many challenges. And you have to be able to have the confidence to get through the perseverance. You have to have the confidence to go through the ups and downs and still believe in yourself. And that's honestly what undefeated confidence is. It's being able to believe and trust in yourself regardless of the ups and downs that you may face. Now, let's talk about really how that is helpful, right? Because when you allow yourself to trust yourself, to believe in yourself, then you take those risks. Regardless if you have no idea if you're going to win in the end. Regardless if you know if it's going to work out, you still trust that I'm going to be okay on the other end. Even if it doesn't even work out, I'm still going to be good. That's what the undefeated confidence is, and that's what it does. And that's what you need. Listen, because life be lifing. And if you do not have that undefeated confidence, As soon as life hits you with that curveball, soon as you get get hit by upside your head, because listen, it hits us upside our heads. Then you're like, dad, why does that happen to me? Why me? Nothing ever goes right. And then before you know it, you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling doubtful, you're feeling defeated, and then you want to quit. And we don't have time to quit. We don't have time to quit. We do not have time to quit. We don't have time to quit. We do not have time to quit. If you quit, then you don't get to where you're trying to go. If you quit, then you end up getting further away from where you're trying to be. If you quit, then you quit on yourself, and then you have to figure out, how do I redefine, or how do I figure out how to get back to where I was? And so that undefeated confidence allows you to have a moment. You can have a moment where you're just like, oh my God, did this really just happen to me? Why? But then be able to get back up and keep going. So what I challenge you to do, this is not your actual challenge for this lesson, but I challenge you to go back to lesson number 3. Lesson number 3, we talked about unlocking your unapologetic mindset. And I talked about different types of thoughts that can evoke fear in us from actually walking in as our authentic self. But I also talked about how to have power over your thoughts. And you need to have power over your thoughts in order to be able to have an undefeated, confident mindset. And I'm going to share with you today, 3 different types of thoughts that can lead to self-sabotage. And if you watch lesson number 3 and do the activity in number 3, where it talks about having where you unlock your unapologetic mindset, you'll know how to have the power over these type of thoughts I'm about to share with you. So there's 3 types of thoughts that can really lead to that self-sabotage. One is catastrophizing. A second one is dwelling on negative. And the third is making feelings facts. Let's talk about them. Let's start with making feelings facts. So making feelings facts is where you have an emotional experience. You feel a certain way, and then you make that feeling facts about your current situation. Meanwhile, emotions are not facts at all. They're just our emotions. They're facts about how we feel, but they're not facts about the situation. And many times we end up making how we feel facts. And then we end up responding to the situation as if how we feel is true about the situation. And then we make the situation turn out the way we don't want it to be. Here's an example. You can be in a situation and you can feel alone. You can have perceived rejection. You can perceive that someone's rejecting you because you feel rejected in the moment. And as a result of that, you're like, oh, this person's mean. This person, I don't like this person. This person's rude. This person don't have any manners. This person doesn't like me, right? Because you feel rejected. And so you believe this person is rejecting you. Therefore, you want to reject them back by withdrawing, no longer be part of the conversation, become distant, change your attitude, your vibe, your energy changes. And now you did create conflict, or you end up causing disruption to a possible connection or relationship with someone because of how you felt in that moment. And that feeling could have been incorrect. Like the person you might have felt rejected, but that person may have not really intentionally rejected you. And instead of having a conversation about it, you end up treating the person as if it was their intention, and then you sever the relationship. That's an example. Or you feel disappointed about something. And so then you're like, oh, this is a disappointment. Or or it could be about yourself. I feel disappointed within a choice that I made. So that makes me a disappointment. And now you're telling yourself that you're a disappointment. You disappointed other people because you didn't do the thing you said you were going to do, or it didn't turn out the way you planned for it to turn out. So now you are a disappointment. So the feelings facts can cause you to feel like you are a certain type of person, or it can cause you to feel like the situation is a certain type of situation, and leading you to then making decisions that lead to you actually making it that way or making the situation worse. Catastrophizing is where you perceive the situation to be worse than what it really is. And as a result of that, you treat the situation to be worse than what it is, and then you make it worse. An example or a way to think about it is, let's look at it on a problem rating scale, problem size scale. scale of 1 to 5, 5 being huge problem, 1 being tiny problem. Situation might really be a size medium problem, like a 3, but you're perceiving it as if it is a 5. So then you end up treating it as a 5. You're doing all these things as if it's a 5, which leads you to over exaggerating your choices, your decisions, your actions are become disproportionate to the actual size of the problem. And then as a result of that, you make it worse than what it really is. And then dwelling on the negative. Dwelling on the negative is where you aren't able to see the positive in situation. You choose to reject any possible positive outcomes or aspects of the situation, and you only choose to focus on the negative. Therefore, you only see the negative. Therefore, you perceive the situation as only being a negative situation. And then it causes different emotions to come up, which could lead to making feelings facts. It causes you to feel more hopeless, or it causes the situation to appear worse than what it really is because you're only looking at the negative, catastrophizing. And then before you know it, your response ends up sabotaging the situation because you're not even allowing yourself to recognize, like, well, this did happen, but also this happened as well. This positive thing happened. And so these types of ways of perceiving situations, these types of thoughts can lead to self-sabotage, which can totally shake up your confidence. Because if you can see, all 3 of these types of thoughts will cause you to feel defeated, discouraged, disappointed, cause you to have doubt. And then next thing you know, you're not as confident as you need to be to keep persevering and to keep going. I have 2 strategies that can help you unlock your undefeated, confident mindset. And these are also part of your challenges. Here's one. It's allowing yourself to acknowledge that there is both negative and positive things in your life that's happening in that moment, and both are true. An example, and this is the exercise you can try. I share this with my clients, and I got this from an actual improv exercise. It's called Yes And. And in improv, what happens is, you're creating stories, right? You and whoever you're in a group with, you're creating stories. And no matter what the person says, even if it's outlandish, it makes no sense, or it's not even connected with where you were trying to go with the story, you still have to say yes to it and add to it, right? And the way I connected this and reframed it, repurposed it for cognitive reframing, is by allowing yourself, right? Yes. Saying yes to the negative. Yes, this did happen. This bad thing or this negative thing that I did not want to happen happened. And this positive thing exists too within my situation. And so it's allowing yourself to accept that both are true. This negative thing that happened is true. We don't have to ignore this negative thing in order to be able to have a positive outlook. And we don't have to only focus on the positive and not be realistic about the negative situation that exists, because both exist and both are true. And when you allow yourself to be able to accept both, you're being more realistic, you're being a realist about the situation, and you're also allowing yourself to not get stuck in just the negativity of it. You're allowing yourself to move forward and accept the positive and the possibilities within the situation. Second strategy or challenge is to speak life and move with intention. Speak positive things in your life. Affirmations get a bad rep. And let me tell you why affirmations get a bad rep. Because usually when we're talking about affirmations, we're just talking about read a statement and repeat it. Say it out loud. And most people are like, I do all that and nothing changes. I do all that and I still feel sucky. I do all that and I still don't believe it. I do all that and I still don't feel good about myself. I do all that and my situation is still tiring and stressful, right? And that's because it's not just about just speaking it, right? And that's why I call them speak life statements instead of affirmation statements. Because when you're talking about speaking life, you're talking about not only speaking the positive thing out loud, speaking good into your life, but you're also talking about making decisions as if it is happening or has already happening. Because now you're moving with expectation for it to happen. It's not just about, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. and you just repeat that every day throughout the day, and then voila, you're supposed to believe it, and then it happens. No. It's speaking, I'm going to be a millionaire, and making decisions with the expectation that it's going to happen. Making sure you're taking the steps that's going to help you lead to you becoming that millionaire, right? And the undefeated confidence helps you keep going and keep taking those steps regardless of what you're seeing in your present situation. Regardless if things didn't work out, you still, all right, you know what? Plan A didn't work. I'm going to try plan B. I'm on plan F. That's all right, because I'm going to become that millionaire, right? You still move with the expectation, and your confidence in you having the abilities and you trusting yourself to make it happen does not become shaky. It becomes unwavered. It's sturdy. And that's what that's all about. So that undefeated, confident mindset requires you to acknowledge the good and the bad, and you're still okay. Like, listen, there's gonna be good and bad in both situations, and I still have the confidence in knowing that I will be able to figure it out. I can move on. What I have in mind for me is still out there for me, right? And in the speaking life is where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be this thing. This is gonna happen in my life. And I'm going to make decisions to make sure this happens. I'm going to be moving as if it already has happened, because I'm confident that I'm going to get there. If it takes me 5 years, take me 5 days, I don't care. It's going to happen, and I'm going to get there because I'm going to make it happen because I trust and believe in my abilities to be able to do so. And whether that's you believing in yourself and your own faith, but that undefeated, confident mindset is what you need to keep going. And so that's the icing on the cake, that last one, lesson number 8, because all the things we talked about today, or all this through these 8 lessons, requires you to have that undefeated, confident mindset to be able to make it happen. You created a life plan, a life purpose path for you throughout these 8 lessons. And now it's time to have that mindset, that unapologetic mindset, that undefeated, confident mindset that's going to help you execute all of this. Recognizing that there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be highs and lows, and that's okay. That's part of your journey. Accept it, acknowledge it, and recognize that you're going to be okay, because you're going to make it through the other end. Trust and believe. And if you need help making it through the other end, if you need help on this journey, I got you. That's what my confidence mindset coaching is all about. It's all about helping you walk in your purpose. It's all about helping you take on that mindset, create the structures and the systems that's going to really help you live the life that you desire. Go after that career goal, build that business, write that book, take on that promotion, right? Become that person that you know you need to be, that you want to be. Really walk in as your authentic self, removing imposter syndrome, removing the desire and the need to please, prove, and perfect, because you validate your own self, right? Helping you with all of that so you can be who you've been put on this planet to be. So you can be the version and walk in the purpose that God has created for you. So click the show notes, click the link in the show notes to fill out a coaching inquiry form if you would like to learn more about how to work with me. We will schedule a strategy call, and in a strategy call is opportunity for me to get to know you a little bit more, what you're looking for, to make sure I'm a good fit for you, you're a good fit for me, and if what I have to offer is what you need and it's going to help you to reach the goals that you are trying to reach. As always, there's a freebie. Click the freebies in the show notes to be able to gain access to the free video I have available and the free email course. Both provide you with strategies that you can use on your own right now. You can execute them right now and start walking in that purpose, being your authentic self. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Listen, the 8 lessons for authentic and purpose-driven living may have stopped now. It may have ended, but we haven't ended. I'm still here. I'm still going to be dropping videos. So you don't want to miss the next video I drop. So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also follow me on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. Instagram and TikTok is Speak Life Transformation, and Facebook is Living Speak Life. You can always send me DMs there. Stay connected with me that way as well. And as always, you know how I end my videos. Make sure you be bold, be safe, and speak life.